The real MMA bros are here. We got Chris McNeil on that side. We got Otis Etchcom on this side. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, first of all, I'm no longer Chris McNeil. It's Mac
Oh
Hundo.
yeah, Mac Hundo.
Address
Mac
me
Hundo,
accordingly.
aka Mac Hundo, making hundos. How you doing?
Address me accordingly. I'm doing good, brother. Doing
So,
good, man.
what I feel like, after a huge fight, like I was hyped. Dude, I was like texting you and calling you, dude. First of all, I had a weird story with the fight, so weird, but I feel like it's a calm after the storm type of thing.
Hmm.
After like when you have big cards and then they happen, and you're just like, okay, so
Yes,
that's what
yes.
happened. Okay, we can write down in history. The history books are made. We're good. So, but we had a big fight: Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler. We're gonna go over some UFC 266. Then we're gonna have some post fight matchmaking. We got a great freaking episode today. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's get right
it's a
down.
lot of meat, man. It's a lot of meat.
Mac Hundo, how do you feel about UFC 268? What is it? Few days after impressions.
Few days after impressions. Okay. Curtis Blades and Brian Ortega. I'm gonna start calling them Puff Boys. It's P City
PC.
because yeah, it's not T City, it's P City anymore because it seems like after every fight, one side, if not both sides of their face puff up like they just French kiss
Dude,
a
they take
beehive.
punishment, dude. They take punishment. Like,
Like,
dude,
like they
apparently
just French.
Dana was saying he said Robbie Lawler's face was a mess after the Nick Diaz fight. So
Yes, yes, and T City broken orbital,
yeah, broken orbital bone, which
so he's out.
we'll
So
get into that. Let's go for the results. So UFC 266 happened. Here are the
no,
results. We
hold on.
got
I was gonna give you my feeling. You asked me what I feel about it, and you jump over one.
I'm gonna give you the results, and then we'll start from the bottom and go top. Dude, I don't know. Let's switch it up. We'll start at the top and go bottom. I'm gonna be a top today, but we're gonna. So we have Alexander Volkanovski with the decision win over Brian Ortega, Valentino Shevchenko, Lauren Murphy. Shevchenko won round 4 KO. Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler won round 3 KO. Curtis Blades, Rosenstrike. Curtis Blades with a 3-round decision, and then Jessica Andrade KO first round against Cynthia Calvillo. How do you feel about first of all, Volkanovski, Brian Ortega? That might be fight of the year. That was absurd. That was such a good
Okay.
fight. And the reason I say that, this is the reason I say that. Brian Ortega almost 99 point, even not 99. Everyone in this world not named Volkanovski would have tapped to that full mounted or not full mounted guillotine like that. Anyone you would have tapped. I would have tapped.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou would have tapped. Anyone else would have tapped. Like he was gurgling for G's sake. Like he was like, ah! That gurgling is the sound you make right before you die. Like
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Round of the year, definitely not fight of the year.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I'll succeed that.
Yeah, because the other rounds can be forgettable.
Round of the year. Probably not fight
Yeah.
because the rest of the fight was pretty dominant by Volkanovski, but
Yes, that one round, that third round,
craziness.
when T City hit him with their right and stunned him, and he jumped on to that guillotine, which is his move along his. I was like, okay,
The flawlessness of him jumping on that guillotine is it's epic. It's like it's legendary. That's jujitsu that you have to train. That's like in the movies where like the sensei has to train the student like 20 years and then finally
yes.
that he perfects the one move and like can tap anyone with it. Like that's that.
It's his finishing move, like you said. Majority of the world's population would have submitted on that because he had it deep. And the problem was, and he was on top with it. He was on top and he had leverage.
Legs wrapped, deep. Like
yes.
Volkanovski's arms were behind him. Like
yes. And Volkanovski showcased the toughness and will to win because he fought out of that. Then later on, he got him in a triangle. That's why they call him T City Triangle.
He got him Triangle. T City.
He got that deep.
Name now. P City.
He got that deep and was on top of him, but Volkanovski kept going. I was listening to an interview earlier with the MMA Hour. Volkanovski said how when that last little bit of blackness before he goes out, he seen it. He said he was about to tap out, but then he said it broke. And he caught a little bit of air. And he fought through it, but he said he was almost about to tap out. He was almost done.
That's literally like, you know what I compare that to? Not to, we're using an NBA reference now. We're going to NBA now, but I compare that to Kevin Durant was literally an inch, a centimeter from that two that he made to tie the game. Could have been a three to win the game against Milwaukee. Their game was a game 7. Dude, if he would have made that three, they would be champions right now. Like straight up.
Yeah.
Like if his foot were a little smaller, that's how close it is.
Yes.
I'm just saying that's how close
Yes.
we were having a new champion. Like a millimeter.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If he wouldn't have Volkanovski wouldn't have gone like and took that little breath, he would have passed out. There's no no being should have survived that.
Man, that round was
best round. Not maybe not in MMA, but definitely this year.
Insane. Yeah, but hey, I give all respect to Volkanovski. He did something that most men can. Now, Volkanovski's only problem is that he doesn't have anything
his name is
that
Volkanovski.
fans.
That's his problem.
Yeah, and his problem is he don't have anything that fans can cling on to. So it's hard. So it's gonna be hard for him to get that fan base behind him. He needs to see the.
He's gonna be popular in Europe though, as a European fighter. Do the Michael Bisping route, like get super popular in Europe and fight in Europe all the time.
Well, the only problem with that is he's a lot lighter weight class.
True.
Because the lighter weight class.
Slider, but he's still knocking out. He can knock someone out. He can submit someone. He's having entertaining fights. Like,
yeah, and think about it. Think about it. Here's why it's gonna be hard for him. Because when you look at the people he took down the murderers row of people, of killers. Arguably one of the greatest ever in Max Holloway twice, right? But still, no one want to put respect on his name.
So he's touching. We'll talk about Usman too coming up pretty soon too. But he's got the Usman thing where he's being so dominant, but he's not a heel. He's not a jobber. He doesn't talk a lot. Like he lets his fight. So those guys it takes longer. But let's look at this record. Holy criminy. He's 23-1, but literally his last loss was in 2013. Like he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 fight winning streak. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fight UFC winning streak. Against Brian Ortega, Max Holloway twice, Jose Aldo, Chad Mendes, Darren Elkins, Jeremy Kennedy, Shane Young, Mizuto Hirata. Like, dude, it's crazy. Who's he? He's cleaning out the featherweights.
Yes, he needs to open his mouth more and speak his mind. People like that, and that will get him going.
Yep, that's straight. Yeah. Dude, can I be straight up with you? We talk about this a lot. But it's a sport. It's more entertainment than sport. It just is. Like NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL. At the end of the day, they want to put butts in seats, and it's an entertainment business. And that's what the thing is. Volkanovski, yes, the fight night is important. You want an exciting fight. But after fight night, if you don't have the fans talking, like, for instance, Triple G. Why did we talk about Triple G's fight? Was it because he fought? No. It's because there was, like, a pre-fight, and it got us talking about the actual fight. So you can't just... This fight is going to make us talk about this fight and maybe his next fight. But in between that, he needs to talk. He just does.
He does. He needs to talk. Like, he was on an interview with Ariel, and he was drunk. You can tell he was drunk, and he was talking shit. He was cursing everything. And now they're talking about, okay, speaking of someone that gets it, Triple G. No, what is it? Triple C. Triple C is calling out Volkanovski. He's been calling him out for a while. And Volkanovski says he's not really taking it serious because he's always called people out. But Triple C said he wants to be the first 3-division champion. Now, that fight right there.
First of all, can we be honest, dude? We'll be really frank and honest. If Triple C, if Cejudo comes back, beats Volkanovski for the 145, he's the greatest MMA fighter in history, dude. There's like, no, I'm being serious though, dude. Yes. Like 125, 135, and 145. What? Like,
and
might as well go for 155 after that. Like,
in his resume, he took out Dominic Cruz, who was arguably one of the greatest. He took out Demetrius Johnson.
Yep.
Demetrius Johnson.
Literally the greatest 125er of all time. And then 145, Volkanovski's probably not the best of all time, but
he also beat TJ Dillashaw. So
fight, though. That's an asterisk. Asterisk. Yeah, because that DJ wasn't out. Like, he hit him so fast that the ref got scared. The ref was like, none of those punches. TJ wasn't out by any means. He was literally, they should have let that fight go on, but it is what it is.
So if you look at his resume, and then he added Volkanovski on his resume,
really? And then you know what? Go to the fucking stratosphere. Go for the 155. Whoever's the 155.
Okay.
What if he did that? He literally 25, 35, 45, 55.
It would literally look like someone's fighting Vern Troyer out there.
Vern Troyer's winning.
Hey, what they gonna put? Hey, they gonna put their hand on his forehead and he'll be swinging in the air.
Vern Troyer flips, gets him in a fucking triangle, and just squeezes.
Listen, and I think Triple C stands a good chance to make that a competitive fight too. He said,
Let's broaden. Wrestling is the greatest base to have in MMA. Period. We finally have found the best base to have in MMA. Wrestling. It's the greatest foundational martial art there is. The great wrestling, whether it's Roman, Greco-Roman, whether it's freestyle, it's just the best wrestling. It made literally Ben Askren dominated MMA, maybe the worst striker in the history of strikers. But he dominated MMA.
Dan Severn taught me that long ago. Now here's the thing. I don't think Ben was a worse striker of strikers.
Name a worse one.
Listen, have you watched UFC 1, 2, and 3? And 4?
Yes, actually. Yeah. I stand by my.
Listen, I don't think you watched these earlier UFCs. I don't think Dan Severn threw a punch at all. Can you hear me? Hey, you froze. You froze. Hello?
Can you hear?
Yeah, you froze. You froze for a second. Can you hear me? You're frozen. Let it snow. Hello? Hello? You're frozen. Hello?